If you are waiting for your $600 stimulus payment, I want you to have a bit of information because I don't want you to get scammed in the process of waiting for much needed relief. A lot of people out there, they're still waiting to receive their stimulus payment. So if you have yet to receive it, don't feel like the oddball. Don't feel like you're the only man or woman in America who is yet to receive a stimulus payment. I promise you, you are not alone. Yes, a ton of payments have been sent out very expeditiously, might I mind you, compared to the last rollout we've seen. Myself and a lot of other people are simply in awe at the fact that this time around, the IRS, the Treasury, seem to actually get things right. So, some people are being advised that their stimulus payments have, for instance, been directed to closed accounts. How are they being advised? If you don't know, on the IRS website, irs.gov, there is a tool called the Get My Payment tool that, again, if you have not yet received your stimulus payment, will inform you of the current status of your payment. It will let you know the method by which you can expect to receive your payment, as well as a pretty exact, if not closely approximate date that you can expect to actually receive your payment. So people are going onto that portal, they're looking and they're being advised and they're seeing that, yo, I closed this last bank account and that's where it says the IRS is sending my actual payment. If you are in that boat, something you need to know, all right? Because you might be tempted to freak out and say, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, let me call the IRS. Let me, make it known that, yo, I closed that account. Stop, hold up, wait a minute. Don't send it there. Let me give you my new details. Do not do that, okay? Basically, this whole thing is automated. So the IRS, even if the indication per the Get My Payment tool is that they are sending your payment to a closed account, the IRS is going to send it there anyway. And there is nothing that you can do to stop it. Okay? I know, pretty chilling stuff to hear, but in the words of COVID in chief, it is what it is. But they're going to send that payment to your closed account. And when they do it, the bank is automatically going to return that money back to the sender. When they return that money to the sender, then the IRS is going to mail you a check. That's what's going to happen. They're going to mail you a check. So you can just expect to get a check. Now, there is a way, if you are in that boat or if you know for a fact that you're going to receive a check, there is a way that you can kind of track and see, what's the status of my check? Or, when can I expect to get a check? I want to say I mentioned that in the last episode, or maybe the one before that last episode. I'm not going to mention it again today. This is a reason you should be listening to the show on a very regular basis so you can get information like that. So, not going to rehash that out. But, anywho, so that's kind of one example of what people are kind of dealing with in this moment. People who have yet to receive a stimulus payment. That's not everybody, but that is a pretty sizable group of people. But point of it is, if you are still out there waiting to get a stimulus payment, you need to be looking out for scammers. Okay. There are a few different scams that we're seeing out there. You're having scams where people are claiming that they are the IRS and they are attempting to reach out to you. Remember the scenario that I just mentioned about the bank saying, or excuse me, the IRS portal saying that they were going to send your payments to a closed account? Notice I did not say that the IRS is going to reach out to you for your bank details. They are not going to do that. So, if someone is reaching out to you claiming, yo, I'm the IRS, and they're doing it by phone, by email, whatever pigeon, carrier pigeon, if they're sending, somebody to, who's the guy over the, anywho, if they're reaching out to you to either correct something or get some information, know that the IRS, the Treasury, will not do that. Okay. If they do, the only way that they will be in like an official capacity, and that's going to be by mail. But they are not going to, I've not heard of any situation where, again, looking at that last example I gave you, where somebody has the wrong bank details. I've never heard of a situation where the IRS will mail you asking for your bank details, or they will email you, or they'll call you. No, they will just send you a paper check to the the address they have on file for you, which is the address where you've filed your tax returns, so on and so forth. Another scam that we are seeing is, let's see. Sorry for that notification. Another scam we are seeing is one where people are being told that they have to either pay to receive a stimulus payment, or they have to pay to receive information about their stimulus payment. The IRS, the Treasury, will not do that either. So if somebody is telling you, yo, if you want me to update your bank to be details, send me $50, or if you want your stimulus payment, if you want us to send it to you fast, if you want it tomorrow, send us $50. The IRS, the Treasury, will not do that. So that is a scam. Another kind of scam that we're seeing refers to the actual website of the IRS. I mentioned the Get My Payment tool. I mentioned the location of that tool. It is at irs.gov, okay? Not irs.com, not irs.co, not irs.org, irs.gov. Okay. So what you need to do, again, I told you this was not going to be a very long episode, and I promise it's not. I'm literally wrapping up right now. But I want you to just be aware, and I want you to keep your eyes open, your ears open, because there may be people out there, if you are still waiting to receive a stimulus payment, there may be people who try to reach out to you who say, yo, we need to update your bank details. Give me that information. We need to update your social security number. Give me your information. The IRS, the Treasury Department, will not do that. So keep your eyes and ears open for that scam. There may be people who tell you that, yo, if you want us to send you your stimulus payment tomorrow by 5 o'clock, we need $50. Yo, if you want a stimulus, you remember that $2,000 payment? If you want that $2,000 payment instead of a $600 payment, pay us $100 and we'll give you $2,000. No, the IRS, the Treasury, will not do that. That is a scam. Keep your eyes and your ears open. And lastly, keep your eyes super open if you are checking the Get My Payment tool. It is not getmypaymenttool.com. It is not getmypaymenttool.org. You go to the IRS website, and that website is irs.gov. Okay? .gov. Anything outside of that site is a fraud, is a scam. Leave it alone. Don't touch it. Okay? Don't get scammed while you are waiting to receive your stimulus payment.